Hey everyone, welcome to YouTube Chess Center, where you can learn, grow, and appreciate the beauty of chess. We have two targets on this video. One is learning not to fall for this queen sacrifice, and two, mating your opponent king using your bishop and a horse. So, what are we waiting for? Let's do this! So let's start by watching this game. White play e4, black responds to horse c6, then horse f3, e5, bishop c4, h6, castle for white, d6 for black, and white offer pawn for d6, and the black responds for bishop g4. And white responds for horse c3, then the knight takes d4, and the white takes the pawn on e5 and offering the queen. So please do not fall for this queen sacrifice because bishop takes f7, then king move to d1 and then mate. So please do not fall for this sacrifice, okay? Okay, so let us take a look on this position where white offering a queen for free. And as a black player, please do not fall for this queen sacrifice, or else you will get mated in just a second. So please think twice before taking the queen. And for today's lesson, I will show you how your opponent king got mated using your knight and a bishop. But in order to do that, we need to consider a lot of things. First, all you need to do is to evaluate what color of bishop you have on the board. Like in this video, we have white colored piece bishop. So it means that the opponent king will be mated on the white corner colored of the board. And another thing you need to consider also, in order for us to force the king to move on the corner of the board, we need to place our pieces on the center of the board. Like what happened on the video, all bishop, king, and knight are on the center of the board. So now, let's see and watch what happened on the opponent king. And later, I will show you the best possible way on how this king got mated, forcing mate on the white corner of the board, following the W rule movement for knight and proper timing for waiting move for king and bishop. So this time I will show you the right timing on how to move your bishop and a knight. So at the current position, the opponent king are on the upper corner of the board. So we will try to push this to the white colored corner of the board. So in this time, the bishop show its first right waiting move timing. So now the king has, of course, no choice but to move to f8, and then bishop block the white colored in order for the king to force to move to h7. Now, so the knight start movement on its W rule movement by placing to e5, and the king back to f8, and now knight move to d7 as a part of its W rule movement, and the king forced to return to e8, and now the white king just support the knight by placing to e6, and that is really a very timing movement. And of course, the king of your opponent forced to move to d8, and then our king moved to d6. And of course, proper timing for the movement of bishop, and continuously following the W rule movement for knight, the king forced to move to white corner of the board. So now the bishop did its second waiting move, and then the black king forced to return to d8, and now continuously the knight follow its W rule movement, again supported by the king, and the king of your opponent forced to move to b8. And of course, bishop movement is really on timing, and now your opponent king forced to move to b8, and proper timing for a knight and a bishop. So another waiting move for bishop, and now the king forced to return to b8, checked by the horse, and then checked by the bishop, and mate your opponent king. See, it's really a simple rule on how to mate your opponent king using your horse and bishop. Again, the knight has its W rule movement, and proper timing for bishop and king is really necessary. But of course, there are a lot of things you need also to consider by placing your king on the center of the board. All your pieces, including your knight and bishop. And that is the starting point in order for the opponent king to force his movement to the corner of the board. And of course, don't forget also to place your knight and bishop on a right positions. There are also certain positions where king tried to escape, but of course, what you need to do is just to move your knight and bishop on the right place. Like in this one, advance your bishop instead of forcing your bishop to check the king, block the spaces for king to escape. And all you need to do here, of course, is not to remove your knight on its W rule movement. Just follow the W rule movement, and your opponent king will be or got mated in just a second. So no one could escape this rule. So as easy as that. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to comment, and if you have some suggestions on reviewing on different chess positions and tactics, please feel free to write in comment below. And of course, please subscribe and support this channel for more and more videos. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you learned something from this video. See you on my next video. Thank you.